Yeah, I think one of the most impressive things about Kohl Rosario is not just his athleticism, he can shoot the crap out of the ball, but really just what type of person he is, like off the floor. Unbelievable kid, one of the kids that wakes up in the morning, reads his Bible, makes his bed, and then goes and does the right thing every day and helps everybody else out. He's a kid that doesn't cuss. He's one of those kids that you think is like just one of these perfect kids, and he really is. Like nothing ever fails. Every day he's consistent at being such a good kid. So outside of his game, I think his personality and his character speaks higher than his game.
Absolutely. I've been able to tell that a lot from just talking to him off the court and seeing how he conducts himself. And then I want to bring it back to you, Eli, because obviously, you had a big day today being the MVP. And I wanted to ask you about the process leading up to that. It takes a lot of sustained greatness getting to that award, especially 2 times in a row. So I wanted to ask you about that whole process of getting to this point. What have you done to kind of work yourself into a position just to be great every day? Like, what have you been working at to, be great every game and average 32 points a game and not have really an off night? What is that kind of involved for you in that process?
Yeah, everybody thinks it's just like 1 year that really changes a player, but I think what's made me the player I am now is just putting in this work since I was 10, 11, 12 years old, just figuring out I really love basketball and putting everything into it. And people don't understand how hard it is for just me as a individual and like my status ranking wise and stuff to be able to win these awards over, I think, a total of like 5 or 6 McDonald's All-Americans the past 2 years. Like, it's kind of unheard of. It doesn't really make sense for a guy who's not really top ranked in ESPN to win MVP in a league full of McDonald's All-Americans and top 100 ranked kids. So,
right.
I mean, I think this award speaks really loud, and hopefully I can get that, I guess, acknowledgement and help me boost in the rankings a little bit more. But
yeah.
If not, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your ranking you get into college. If you don't perform, all that stuff doesn't matter.
Exactly. And one last question. When it comes to rankings and everything, I think a big way to help your rankings is to perform well in the postseason. And you guys going as the number 1 seed. You had a great record this season once again. Last season, you also had a strong regular season, but it didn't result in a championship. So is there any kind of difference in your thought process or the way you're approaching this postseason compared to last year when you guys had a little bit more of an earlier out than you were looking for?
Yeah, I mean, last year, if you look at the talent level in OT compared to our team, it just, to be able to win the amount of games that we did, it didn't make sense for us to win it. We did the best we could, but it got to a certain point where athleticism, height, all that stuff was just going to outbeat us. But this year's totally different. I think we match every team or have even more athleticism and talent than the team we're playing against, so we're expected to win. Last year, it was like an underdog mentality. This year, we're top dog. So really, it's just going in and not losing. I can promise you I'm not going to lose. And if I do lose, I'm going out with a fight. Somebody's getting hurt, something. I'm not losing. So it's going to be a war.